Alright then folks, welcome back to Pushing the Potters. We are returning for our Champions League final. Last time out we beat Manchester United 1-0 in the FA Cup final. Should have been more with the amount of times we hit the woodwork. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it now. We do have them again though in the Champions League final, this time away in Italy. The San Siro awaits. There's nothing obviously to catch up on. Danilo signed the new contract. We had there's a transfer listed player gone on. He looks pretty exceptional. Let's just take a look at him. 1 second. He plays for Juventus. He's on for 49 million. I'd probably pay it if we were continuing because Jesus, he's what you want, isn't he? That's a very nice set of attributes and a position that we do use. Quite a nice purchase that they made. I'm a bit gutted that we didn't find him. £2.7 million they paid. A year later, they're looking to flip him for 49 million. You can see there the big English clubs hovering over the purchase button. 49 million. It's a little bit out of our price range, really. It's our entire budget gone. Do we spend that on one player? Milton Diaz. Question, thankfully, we don't need to answer. Today is the Champions League final. Manchester United. So let's get pitch side and see if we can make it 2-2. Okay, so the team is exactly as we lined up with in the FA Cup final. The only changes are on the bench. Borthwick Jackson comes in and Sigurdsson comes in. Both Zivkovic and McQueen unavailable to be registered due to, well, the registration rules, really. Manchester United's team, I think that may be exactly the same team that lined up in the Cup, apart from the defence. Oh, they've mixed it up a bit. There's no Pogba. So that's good news. He must be suspended. Malang Sarr comes in. Dyer moves to centre half. And Kranvita, I think, takes the place of Pogba. So, yeah, definite quality. Nerves. Let's hope we can do the business again. There's a handshake with Mourinho. I mean, he constantly badgers me about wanting to humiliate me and all sorts. So I'm not sure why I do the old handshake. But we're a packed house in the San Siro, 80,000 I think it is. So, yeah, red versus blue again, or red and white versus the blue, just as it was in the FA Cup final. I hope that's an omen. I'd take a 1-0 win because I think we were fully in control. They didn't actually have a chance, Manchester United, apart from that one. If you've not watched it, as I say, you must go and watch it because we won. They had one that flew into the side netting from a tight angle. It was a poor decision to strike. And straight away, Man United on the attack. Maybe they were a little bit too passive in that FA Cup final, and Rondinelli gives away a free kick. We don't see it. I thought it was close enough to have seen it, even if it was going to come to nothing. It was that early. So Turkish referee today, he books Danilo inside the first 6 minutes. That's a concern. Obviously, we don't want him to be dismissed. He's been a fantastic player. If you haven't, again, I'm coming back to it. Watch the FA Cup final. He got the cross. He made the assist. And Griezmann, they're already more threatening, and he puts one into the top corner. We can't go any more attacking than we already are. It's a free kick goal. Say what you will. It's from good range. I mean, he struck it very nicely. It wasn't deflected. It wasn't right in the corner either. Butland will probably be a little bit disappointed. It's his side, if you can have a side that far out. Danilo there threatening to boil over. He's been warned after being cautioned. So that's the last of it, is Tellez. What can he do? He has to check. He comes inside. Milik finds Lamar. He just strikes on wide. I think that came at him very quickly. I'm just checking the fouls. 11-3. Okay. There is a foul for Man United. I don't know how it'll be dealt with. Higuain, just a warning for him. So that's a pretty poor first half for both sides. Although they'll be, much like we were in the first FA Cup final, a lot happier with it given they have the leads. That's so deflating. A free kick goal, if that's what settles it, you know, it's going to be hopefully not 2 Champions League final defeats on the bounce. English opposition as well. I feel if we'd played anyone else, any other sides, we probably would have stood a better chance. It's just Manchester United have our number, despite that FA Cup final, which you must go and watch. Kranvita finds himself in the book. Just 15 minutes to play. Nothing has happened. I'm tempted to throw on our free kick taker, Gylfi, and get Sisto on for Berardi. He's been a little bit anonymous, but then everyone has. I'm going to make all 3 changes, so it's going to be a complete swap of the FA Cup final. This is 3 change territory. and we'll tell them to push forward. What have we got to lose? I may even go overload or try and mix up the system. No, I'm sticking with it. Come on. No, it's going to finish, isn't it? It's going to finish 1-0. It's going to be quite a dull game. And I'm going to have lost 2 Champions League finals on the bounce by a single goal. That's it. Painful isn't the word. So frustrating, so close to have lost it by 1-0. A free kick goal at that. It wasn't even it was obviously a good goal, but it wasn't a good goal, was it? Let's be honest, although they did absolutely batter us. Oh well, yeah, it's still good, isn't it? A Champions League, 2 finals on the bounce, 2 runners-ups. I think that we can be pleased with it. Yeah, brilliant. So that's the Champions League final sorted. I don't know. It may be a case that we'd win it next year. We'll never know. We'll never know, will we? Because we're waiting for FM18 now. We're not going to carry on and push through another season in time. So, yeah, brilliant. There's no more games to play. I won't be back. I'm not going to be back for the Henan Jiangji game in 46 days for you. So, yeah. What'll happen is there will be a little bit of a wrap-up video. We'll talk about where we've been, who we've signed, who we've sold, where we lost, won titles, that kind of thing. We'll do an extra episode for that. It'll only be a quick little one, just as a bit of a tryout for me, really, which is what the series was all about. So, yeah, please do like if you've enjoyed not just the episode, but the series, I suppose, so far, and subscribe. Do follow me at Twitter as well. Knock it wide. It would mean a lot. And I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.